Hi friends, in the last class I've told you that we'll be today working out 15th problem, and in fact I've told you to work out, if possible you can make an attempt of it. So anyhow, I'll be taking up this today. You can verify those if you have done it. If you have not done it, listen to me. The following balances were extracted from the books of beta. You are required to prepare departmental trading account and general P&L account for the year ended 31st December 2016. This problem came as 8 marks question. May 2017 IPCC. Opening stock 3 lakhs, Department B 2 lakh 40,000, purchases 39 lakhs, Department B 54 lakh 60,000, sales 60 lakhs, 90 lakhs. General expenses incurred for both the departments for 7 lakh 50,000, and your general expense means it will be taken to where? General P&L account. Now this is important point. Closing stock department A, we got opening stock, purchases. Now we are having closing stock department A, including goods from department B for 1,20,000 at cost to department A. It means closing stock of A is consisting of interdepartmental goods transferred by B. So cost to A, that is for transferee, is equal to selling price to B. Am I right? Cost to A is selling price to B. That means B is transferer of 1,20,000, and that has been unsold by transferee. Who is transferee? A. Because closing stock of department A including goods from department B means who is sending the goods? Department B is sending the goods. That means who is receiving the goods? Department A is receiving the goods. Sender is called as transferer. Sender is called as transferer. Receiver is called as transferee. So he is saying cost to department A. For receiver, whatever the goods when he purchases is a cost price. I'll give you a small example. When you go to a shop to buy a notebook, say he says say 20 rupees. You pay 20 rupees, you get the book. Now can you tell me what is the cost price of notebook for you as a student? 20 rupees. What is the selling price of notebook to the shopkeeper? 20 rupees. So for a seller, selling price; for a buyer, cost price. That means the person who is receiving the goods for him is a cost price. For the buyer who is sending the goods, for a shopkeeper who is sending the goods, is a selling price. Same logic. Who is sending? B is sending. For B it is selling price. For A it is a cost price. Okay, that means you got the clarity that we need to have percentage of profit of B to remove the unrealized profit of stock which is left with the department A. Now the interesting point, this we haven't got in the previous problem. Closing stock of department B 12 lakhs including goods from department A. Closing stock of department A. Previously closing stock of department A. This is closing stock of department B. That means here we are having opening stock purchases. Opening stock purchase. Now closing stock of department B. Here we are having closing stock of department A. For preparing trading account, we got the closing stock also. Now the question is that this closing stock is including goods from department A for rupees 1,80,000 at cost to department B. That means in this case, B is receiving goods from whom? Department A. That means who is the sender? A. Who is the receiver? B. So here receiver, for receiver it is cost. Cost to B is equal to selling price to A. The reason is here, I think this problem is mutual transfers. I can put heading like this. B transfers to A transfers to B. We are having two possibilities, mutual transfers. B is transferring to A is transferring to B. That means closing stock of department B, whatever the good that has been transferred to a department A, were included in the closing stock of department B. So we need to have percentage of profit of whom? A, for removal of unrealized profit to find out overall actual profit. If somebody is going to ask a question, you have been listening from 3 to 4 classes. Sir, why you should go for why you should take out unrealized profit? To find out the actual corrected profit but not inflated profit. So this is mutual transfer we are having in closing stock. Now the interesting thing in mutual transfer is also there in opening stock. Opening stock of department A, department B includes goods of the value 60,000 and 90,000 taken from department B and department A respectively. That means opening stock of A consisting of goods received from B. Opening stock of department A, department B include goods of the value of 60,000 and 90,000 taken from department B and department A respectively, means opening stock of A consisting of goods received from B. Okay. And again they said cost to transferee departments. Transferee means, I am telling once again, receiving department. I think you need to be careful. You can have a terminology. Hire purchaser, hire vendor, consignor, consignee, promiser, promisee, offerer, offeree, bailer, bailee, transferer, transferee. These all are important terms, either in law and accounting. Bailer, bailee, lessor, lessee, promiser, promisee, offerer, offeree. These are the things you should remember. Opening stock of A consisting of goods received from B. Similarly, okay. Now opening stock of A is a cost price to A, selling price to B. Opening stock of B, cost price to B, selling price to A. That means now, because since we got opening stock 3 lakhs is including 60,000 goods received from B, 2,40,000 goods including 90,000 received from B. The gross profit is uniform for the year. Now the important point, to remove the loading effect, to remove the unrealized profit of B included in A's closing stock and also opening stock, you need to have percentage of profit of gross profit of B. Similarly, you also need percentage of profit of A also. So for that, first we should go for which account, my dear friends? I have to take you to trading account. So let me take out one problem. This first, let me go for preparation of trading account first, through which I can find out GP ratio. Then I can go for unrealized profit calculation. Then I can go for general P&L account. Okay. I'm not writing departmental profit and loss account. The reason is you can see that departmental trading account general, because we don't have any information of P&L account. That is it, they're using departmental trading account and general P&L account. It is also being called as combined P&L account. The study material they are using the term combined, but it is also called as general P&L account. Generally, popularly we use the word general P&L account, but in the examination, whatever the account that is being given, you can use the term. Okay. December 31st 2000. Here I am writing o dot, but in the examination you write full form. Opening 3 lakhs and 2,40,000. In lakhs, 2,40,000. Two purchases, 39 lakhs, 54 lakhs, 60,000. By sale, 60 lakhs, 90 lakhs. Closing stock of department A 6 lakhs. Closing stock of department B 12 lakhs. You doing anything wrong? Think of it. Why I am asking that question? Are we doing anything wrong? Tell me. Hmm? Why? Asking questions are where is inter-department transfer? Sir, without having inter-department transfers, how can you have closing stock or department is having department B? The previous class problems, if you see, transfer to shoe department like that we are having. But in this problem, where is it, sir? Huh? Where is it? Any typing mistake? No, the problem, examination problem can't be typing mistake. Then you shall assume that, my dear friends. We are having, I told you, mutual transfers. A is transferring to B, B in turn is transferring to A. When A is transferring for A, goods dispatched to B is a sales. That means, please remember, the A sales includes, here I am writing, include transfer to other department. That means A sales include transfer to B. B sales includes transfer to A. That means that information has not been given, but that has been already included in the sales. Similarly, so is the case of purchases also. Includes transferred from, not transfer to. This is transferred from other department, including transfer. That means purchases of 39 lakhs for A is including transfer from B. Purchase of B including transfer from A. This is very important point. Generally, when you got the solution, this is because you can get this information from any solution, any previous answers, scanner or something. But this explanation you don't find. Please remember, purchases include interdepartment transfer, sales includes interdepartment transfers. Like the last class problems, under purchase we used to write transfer, under sales we used to write. These two have been added. That is why we assume that purchases of A and B is consisting of interdepartment transfers. A purchase from B, B purchase from A. Similarly, sales of A including goods transferred to B, B sales including goods transferred by B to A. Got it? Now that is why there is nothing wrong with the problem and there is nothing wrong with the explanation also. So now we can find out gross profit. We don't have any other information. So 66 lakhs here. Here 90 plus 1 crore 2 lakhs. $66 lakhs minus 42 lakhs. 24 lakhs is the profit. So 54, 60 plus 40 means 55, 55, 57 lakhs. 1 crore 2 lakhs minus 57, 45 lakhs. So this is the profit. Now I need GP ratio of department A. I need GP ratio of department B before I go to problem. So what I do, since he is asking us to also prepare, generally better to have working notes as a separate item. So I'll be leaving approximately what I do. I need only one column, no? First let me write by gross profit brought down department A, department B. $24 lakhs and 45 lakhs. Okay. Now what is it I need to have? Stock reserve, this I have to calculate. This is on opening stock. I need to have an closing stock. On closing stock. Then I also got some expenses given. 7,50,000 is general expenses. To general expenses 7,50,000. So what I do, I'm leaving the space here. The solution is space is enough. Now to find out that the stock reserve, I have to go for working notes. Working notes 1. Here sales including transfer to B. Okay, you can see what is gross profit. We got 24 lakhs. Sales 60 lakhs. It is coming to 40%. GP ratio of department B. Including transfer to A. They are written including transfer to B here, including transfer to A. What is gross profit you got here? 45 lakhs. Sales 90 lakhs. It is 50% answer. Next, third point. Unrealized profit. On opening stock. First, on opening stock. No? This is important. Pay attention. On opening stock of department A transferred from department B. Since these goods, this is for explanation, I'm giving detailed way. Since these goods belongs to whom? You need GP ratio of Department B, because transfer is from whom? Department B. Clear to all of you? Unrealized profit on opening stock. This A, on opening stock of Department A. So here, therefore, unrealized profit is equal to opening stock of A into GP ratio of B, because opening stock of A is consisting of stock that has been transferred from whom? B. What is opening stock, my dear friend? 60,000 here. That is 60,000 into Department B GP ratio 50%. It is coming to 30,000 rupees. Clear to all of you? Similarly, on opening stock of B, same you can apply. That is transferred from Department A. The same explanation. Let me give. Since these goods belongs to opening stock of B is transferred from A. Since these goods belongs to A, here I have written, you need GP ratio of sender of goods. That is A. In B opening stock, you need to take the GP ratio of A. In here we have done in opening stock of A, we have taken GP ratio of B. In opening stock of B, you need to take GP ratio of A. Therefore, unrealized profit is equal to opening stock into opening stock of B into GP ratio of A, because opening stock of B is having from GP ratio of from the goods that has been received from A. I think you all are following this detailed way I am explaining, my dear friends, because A is here in this case opening stock of A is having from B, no, so I need GP ratio of B. In this case opening stock of B is having from A, no, I need the GP ratio of sender, that is A. So what is opening stock of B? 90,000. And GP ratio of A 40%. You are getting 36. Therefore, unrealized profit on opening stock is equal to, here you got it, no, 30,000 plus 36,000. 66,000. Same treatment you need to give. So here I have already opened the account now. working note. Now I have to similarly calculate unrealized profit on closing stock. First A, on closing stock of B, just like this. On opening stock of department A, I told you. On closing stock of department might have noticed here, on opening stock of department A, I have taken department B. Similarly, that sequence you can easily remember. On closing stock of department A, I need not give you that closing stock of department A. Now this closing stock from where A is receiving from B. So therefore I need GP ratio of B. Closing stock of A consisting of goods transferred from B is how much? 1,20,000 rupees. So therefore 1,20,000 closing stock of department A consisting of goods transferred from B into GP ratio of B. 50% is coming to 60,000. Then on closing stock of department B, is equal to closing stock of department B, because department B is consisting of stock transferred from A, no? So I need GP ratio of A. So what is closing stock of department B consisting from A? 1,80,000. Into 40%. You are getting 72,000. Clear to all of you? I think you got the logic. Therefore, total unrealized profit on closing stock is equal to 60,000 plus 72,000. 60 plus 72 is coming to 1,32,000. This will be taken to where? General P&L account. Now you can find out profit or loss. Think right side is showing more, obviously. You'll be getting the profit. So 24 lakhs plus 45 lakhs plus 66,000 is coming to 69 lakh 66,000. Minus 1,32,000 minus 7,50,000. You are getting 60,84,000. Okay, to profit, carry down. Transfer to capital or whatever it may be. 60,84,000. I think this is important model, 8 marks question. You need to pay attention to this. I can't rush the things. So I given detailed working notes to you. All of you, I hope you all are following. All of you are able to follow this. So clearly I've explained what explanation is needed to you. Okay, so this is mutual owing. So what I do now, I wish to give you the same model as homework. Just giving 2 minutes time for you to have a look at it. This one I want to give as a homework. Is it similar or not? Read it for yourself quickly. Same problem, only what has changed, value has changed, but it's the same problem. This is also examination problem, but that examination has not been mentioned. I think you can work out. Huh? So with this, I want to conclude the day, because this slowly when standard is increasing, I don't want to continue two problems too, because it's like on system you need to, or even mobile phone you need to listen. So I think better when you are having unique points, I think let me split into it, and when we are having same common thing, we can work out even 2 or 3 problems, not an issue. Okay, my dear friends, so we'll meet in the next class. Till then, goodbye. Thank you. God bless you all. You should work out the 17th problem. Okay, thank you.